So those of you who are just joining us in chat, this is the Versus System 2PCG Quarantine Cup final table. We've got Robbie with his Captain Marvel MCU deck taking on Skurk with his Spider-Woman deck. Right now it is the best of three, and Robbie's up 1-0. That last game went super fast, Stacks. What does Skurk need, or does he have an answer for Robbie in game two?
Uh, Skurk did open strong that game with the Madam
It
Web.
was good. It was
Um,
strong.
it's a matter of you don't want Robbie to see his combat cancels, right? If he sees one or two, or God forbid more than that in his combat cancels, his friends from work, or his you're the last one, then you're really on the back foot. You're not going to level in time in as early as you would want. So you want to get your strong openers like your Madam Webs, your great power and great responsibility. You want to see those, but more than anything, you don't want Robbie to see his combat cancels, and you definitely don't want him to see his lone gunman.
Let's see.
Yeah, he didn't start pulling lone gunman until turn 4, which is surprising.
Yeah, we didn't see much of the gunman that game, but yeah, the combat cancels I think definitely what did it. And then even when it looked like Skirk was establishing the board that he wanted,
Oh, no worries.
that
Take your time.
that first evil Yondu that we saw was a huge swing. I think the game was almost decided there, taking out Match and Madam Web in one go. That evil Yondu was a huge factor there.
That's a maybe.
Yeah, just a single drop takes out 2 characters, and then he has the ability to attack afterwards. Is pretty.
After that, so.
Yeah, it was very devastating, evil Yondu.
It can always be worse.
Hey, Theo in chat. Actually, Robbie's up 1-0 now. We're going into our second game. No, unfortunately, Nightcrawler did not make it into the game yet.
This is a terrible hand because I have 3 of the only support character. Whatever.
All right.
Well, I'm pretty sure you got this. So
looks like they're probably about to start. I believe Kirk is almost definitely choosing to go on the play again, and he gets that strong opener he wants.
Coming in for the attack.
Is that a bugle, right?
Yeah, I do pass priority.
Does Robbie have you're the last one?
I'll take the wound.
Okay.
And he takes a wound. All right, slightly different from last game.
Yeah, so that right there, that's what Skirk wants to see. At least on this first turn, it looks like no cancels in Robbie's hand.
We're going to talk about it. Don't worry. I'll play Bifrost down. Summon Frohickey.
Yep.
Formation.
Yep.
We got the lone gunman starting early.
Yep, starting with lone gunman though, so that's great for Robbie. It looks like pitching Buyers. Buyers
and the Langley.
Yeah, he opened with the suite of them. So Buyers takes out that Madam Web, discarding a random card, drawing 2 cards for the Frohickey, and
losing a shock to the system.
But you're just gonna wound, right?
Oof, yeah, a different kind of strong opener from Robbie this game, but definitely a strong opener indeed. And another Langley.
Another Buyers.
Yep. Well, -1, but
at
swing in. I'm just
I'm gonna swing with Marvel and
yeah, that may.
And Captain Marvel swings into Spider-Woman.
Oh shoot! I drew 1 extra.
Yeah, Madam Web definitely having a tough time sticking to the board this round.
I hadn't seen it yet, so. To experience. I'm gonna play Madam Web.
Okay.
I will.
Another Madam Web trying to keep that strength on his side.
Yep. Trying to keep
his
Spider-Woman big, but
he's undecided on what he wants to do. Taking a look at his cards, putting them down, picking them back up, putting them down.
We could see something like great power, great responsibility, something like that.
Go into how big is Frohickey?
He is a 4/6.
Yeah.
He's contemplating going into Frohickey, who's a 4/6, and he attacks with Spider-Woman. And he passes.
I'll friend from work.
And another combat
Yeah.
cancel.
Friend
Pass
from
turn.
work.
I don't have answers to that.
So Spider-Woman misses another XP,
Cards in hand.
and
Four.
yeah, looking good for Robbie at this point, I would say.
In the top cut, did you see
Luckily,
more
you've already
hero-sided
played 4 of your
or
guns,
good
so how many
good
more do you
decks or evil?
More evil decks. I believe
Alter
it
ego?
was 5-3 in favor of evil decks,
Yep. Yep.
Go to the front row on both.
which was definitely interesting to see. And
Captain Marvel stealth into Madam Web.
two photographic decks in the top cut. I believe it was just Robbie and David Robbins with his Spider-Man
Pass turn.
repping photo in top cut, but they both won their top 8 matches and made it into the top 4. And here we can see, obviously, we have a photo deck in the finals, which is really cool to see.
Absolutely, it's nice to see the two different universes being
Scarlet
represented
Witch.
in the final table. Captain Marvel got another alter ego, so she could take out one of Skurk's back.
Hickey?
Looks like Shock to the System kept Madam
Pass
Web
priority.
on the board another turn. Maybe the first time we've seen her survive a turn.
I'll do another friend from work.
All right. I mean, I can't do anything about these, so
Nope.
pass turn.
Draw.
Yeah, Skurk's getting a little irritated with
Down a
the
tower.
friend from work. You don't
Get a
have
little flustered, yeah.
a little flustered. He's when you don't have a response to that, that's an immediate
Play
cancel, and
eyeball.
that's just
Yep.
good versus good. That
Play
plot
2
twist
for Maria
is
Hill.
it changes depending on the type of
Cards
deck
in
you're
hand.
up against.
3.
Man, once again, Robbie just kind of has everything he's looking for. Brings out Heimdall, pays the
Nah, like, who you
Avengers
want? You got
Tower
it. I
to
don't
spend
have
his
to know.
remaining 2 recruit points to go grab Maria Hill, who is probably going to stealth back there and hit either Scarlet Witch
I'm
or
assuming
Madam
you take out
Web.
Scarlet Witch, but
I'm figuring out formation still. Hold on.
okay.
Probably still figuring out his formation.
Now we're gonna go for the
A stealth attack takes out
Yep.
Madam Web, bringing Spider-Woman back down to size.
and then Fro Hickey after, or I'm Captain Marvel first at
Sure.
Getting that XP
Fro Hickey
with
going.
Captain Marvel first, and
How
then
big is
Fro
Fro
Hickey's
Hickey?
going to take a shot
It's
at
a
Spider-Woman.
4/6.
Okay. Do you pass priority?
Fro
I
Hickey
do.
is a 4/6 right
I'll
now.
activate my power. Alright.
And he activates Spider-Woman's power to
turn?
stun Frohick.
Yep.
I believe that is still trade. Takes a second wound on Spider-Woman.
I mean,
You give
I
her
can
a
draw
second
my
XP. She
locations
gains
this
XP
game.
even on the crackback.
Not the supporting characters.
Yep.
So we could see a level
Play Jessica
2
Jones.
Spider-Woman this turn, or we could see yet another friend from work.
Jessica
And
Jones
I will play a Madam
makes her
Web.
first appearance.
Like, this is what I was talking about. I drew
And
I
another
drew all
Madam
3
Web.
Madam Webs.
Oh,
Or I drew 3 Madam Webs. That was my
Third
second
Madam Web
one.
we've seen this
But, like,
particular game.
Alright.
A lot
What-
of webs.
Yeah, but it doesn't really. hit
Skurk
me
is saying
there.
that his opening hand had 3 Madam Webs in it, so we've
I
now
will go
seen
ahead
all
and
3 of
go
those.
into Maria
Yep.
Hill.
She's pretty well protected right now with the Jessica Jones up front, but a stealth attack will get at her regardless.
I will go ahead and take out Heimdall.
Spider-Woman sees level 2 before Captain Marvel does.
And just like that, the board has swung significantly in Skirk's favor.
One down.
Yeah, Build Phase in chat. We should be putting a vote up pretty
So what?
soon.
Go
Haven't
to-
seen that one yet.
You're level 1 currently?
I'm level 1.
And looks like Robbie just passed the turn, no recruits.
No recruits. He's got a handful of plot twists, locations.
Yeah, higher drop,
I'll
something.
play Nullifier.
Yeah, not what you want to see.
Naming Stealth.
Oof. Nullifier. Didn't catch what he called, but
I will play match.
Okay.
Yeah, this game is looking strongly in Skurk's favor now. Madam Web in the
We
back, Match in the
will
back,
hit-
Scarlet Witch in the back with a nullifier.
Or we will go into
Nullifying stealth.
I'll take it.
Oh, okay. That's tough.
And, main phase.
Nullifier
gonna
on
power up
stealth.
Madam Web.
Now he's gotta fight through all that flight in the front row to even take a crack at the back row.
One. All right.
And I'd say we're gonna see this match go into game 3. I'm gonna.
Bifrost.
I would say.
Oh shit! You have Bifrost out. I always forget about that
Was
card.
Skurk has got himself. He's back down to 1 card in hand.
Play location.
And Robbie is still showing a Bifrost.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Bifrost
he
would
has
be
2 of those out.
a very good way to deal with that Scarlet Witch nullifier combo that's going on over there.
2, isn't it? It's other. I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
Hey, chat, there's our poll.
Here.
You can vote to see who you think is going to take the second game. You can vote by typing in exclamation point
Fire
vote
Star
in
will
either
see
Skurk or Robbie.
Pass priority.
Yep.
All right, you're the last one.
Pass turn. Oh well, force pass turn.
Oh, that's so
And,
strong.
you're the
You're
last one.
one. Not only cancels the combat, but ends the turn. So even though he's facing down that huge board, Robbie dodges the wound this turn, thanks to the very powerful "You're the last one" plot twist.
Summon out Groot.
Groot
Good
makes his
character.
first appearance this
Love it.
match.
If you in chat are enjoying what you're seeing, make sure you give us a follow here on Twitch so you don't miss any of the live action that we've got going on. Also, if you have a
Yep.
Amazon Prime account, you can link that to your Twitch Prime to give yourself a free subscription to a stream of your choice, and hopefully that would be us.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Swings in with Captain Marvel for that final 5th XP he needs. Can't level up though, thanks to Scarlet Witch.
We will play.
Groot takes that wound for Captain Marvel. And then Groot puts the first wound onto Jessica Jones.
Elsa Bloodstone.
Okay.
We will name Fearless and Lethal.
Hey, Jay Fideli, thank you very much
Match
for the
three.
follow. Appreciate it.
Yep.
And
Elsa
Skirk's
and
board is
Lethal.
looking thick.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to fight through this for Robbie, especially if he can't deal with
What?
Scarlet Witch soon
Yeah.
and start
I'll
start
pass,
flipping
I'll
through
pass.
those levels.
All right.
It's going to be tough.
Let's see. 5, 6, 7.
If you're just joining us, this is the Versus System 2PCG Quarantine Cup final table. We've got Robbie and Captain Marvel
I
MCU
will
versus
pass.
Skirk's Spider-Woman. It is the best of 3, and Robbie is up 1-0.
I will play Daily Bugle.
Robbie
and
really
then I'll
struggling
play
here in game 2 though.
Spider-Man.
He's his lone Captain Marvel facing down a huge board on Skirk's side and unable to level up for the time being. Yeah, Skirk looking to be in a very favorable position.
I will activate her power to give her +3/+3 counters.
Firestar is activated to get +3/+3.
Spider-Man will come in.
And that Ultimate Spider-Man is striking for
Pass turn.
something like 30.
Yeah, he gets additional for each character he's protecting.
Yeah, so striking looks, I believe, a total of 6 times, striking for 30. Yeah, very favorable board position for Skirk to be in, it looks like.
3, 6, 8. Captain Marvel.
The Captain Marvel
Yeah.
supporting character makes her appearance. Remember that Robbie played Alter Ego to change the name of his Captain Marvel main character, so he can now play the 8-drop Captain Marvel.
How big is she?
She's a 10/10 with dodge.
Who, let's see who she's going to try to take on. She can fly into that back row with her higher, further, faster.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does have a she's a 10/10 with ferocious and dodge. And that
Captain Marvel.
will let Captain Marvel main character level.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Yep, he can finally flip to level 2. He had the XP he needed already. Just waited for that hex to go away.
We will play a
So
queen.
finally showing a level 2 Captain Marvel.
We'll go ahead
Might
and
be an
activate the
instance of
queens
too little too
immediately.
late, though.
We will play.
Well, Spider-Woman gets healed a wound, but Jessica Jones does have 2 of the 3 wounds that she needs to be taken out. Chad is saying that Match should be the target.
She has ferocious. What does she all have?
She can fly.
Yeah, Match is. We haven't seen him do his thing yet, but he's a very strong
Dodge,
card.
that was the one. Okay. Yeah.
Could bring this
And she's a
Captain
10-10.
Marvel down to size.
She's a 10-10.
Although I believe you said Captain Marvel has dodge, right? So
She does have dodge.
I think we'll probably see something like Ultimate Spider-Man try to fight Captain Marvel. He will take a hit back, but he's got 2 health, and he can effectively fight Captain Marvel with all his extra strikes.
All right.
So, Chad, if you want to vote to see who you think who's going to take game 2 here, you can do that by typing in ! vote and then Skurk or Robbie. Skirk's still deciding what he wants to do.
I'm gonna play.
Lilyhammer in chat, yeah. Captain Marvel does have ferocious.
On this Spider-Man.
That's right. Yeah, he wouldn't even get a chance to hit. So that Captain Marvel actually looking very strong here. Yeah, thinking about it, he would have to make it a team attack with Spider-Woman, right? Because Spider-Woman has pheromone control, which would remove ferocious. But then you're taking the risk of having your main character be hit back. But pheromone control would remove that ferocious.
All right, we'll go Spider-Man into.
Stays correct.
Looks like going with the specialized web shooter on Captain Marvel to daze her.
All right, take a wound.
And then we'll team attack.
No, it looks like it was the -2 counters, which
yeah, it was the minus counters that and the additional +3/+3 on Ultimate allowed Captain Marvel to take that first wound.
Nah, okay, we'll just regular attack then.
Yep, that'll do it.
And I will. You're the last one.
A single attack, and then you're the last one. Is count.
2, 3, 4.
And that is the 4th. You are the last one plot twist has been played by Rob.
Let's put down a yellow or a blue.
Got him out of a couple wounds, but they're all gone now. Still a favorable board state, I would say, for Skurk. Groot will come down, though, to potentially save Captain Marvel a few more wounds if Skurk doesn't time his attacks quite right. That Ultimate Spider-Man is a powerhouse card. I think you got to do something about that at some point. And Matt's still sitting in the back row. Madam Web's still back there. Healing wounds off Spider-Woman. It's tough.
Hey, there's a question in chat from SGJ Curl who's asking if we can explain how the multiple strikes for the Ultimate Spider-Man work.
Yeah, take the stun.
Yeah, so if you're using it aggressively, they kind of all add up, right, and happen at the same time. So if you're protecting 2 guys, you strike an additional 2 times. You're effectively hitting for 15. But you're not affected by anything such as even the odds or something because you're not actually gaining attack. You're just striking additional times. So aggressively, you kind of just add them up. Defensively, it lets you strike back on multiple attackers, right? So like if you're getting a team attack, you could potentially choose to strike back on multiple attackers as opposed to one. I think I'm getting all that right.
And it looks like chat has got Robbie as the most voted to win this one, and it sure is looking like that. Robbie has been able to get out the characters he needed and survive the counters that Robbie has played.
Oh, so you mean Skurk then?
The wound, but I'll
Yes,
put
I'm
it on
sorry.
Groot.
Oh no,
Yeah.
actually, yes. I
Okay.
apologize. They do
Yeah.
believe Robbie's still going to win this.
I don't know about that, chat. We'll see. I think it's a tough sell at this point.
Okay. Oh, she's not stunned right now.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and so that's 5 of them already.
That is 5, correct.
We will shoot Groot.
Okay, he takes it.
Man, really
We'll go
putting the
ahead
beat down on Robbie's board here.
I'll level
Groot
up.
already at 2 wounds. Captain Marvel has the chance to flip to
Have
level
anything?
3 though, and now
And she does.
All right.
She gains an
stun
extra
back.
wound from that.
yeah, she gains the extra wound, and she has combat cancel, get out of jail free cards at level 3.
I have this.
So
Like,
I think Robbie's looking to make a comeback here. It's going to be tough though, but
Yeah,
I'm not
we
gonna
might
tell
see
you
it.
what's in my hand, but their locations. What?
I said that
Even
guy-
though
it-
Skurk is
yeah,
looking
I
on the board wise, he's looking to be the favorite. He himself is
Well, you
having
also had
a little
6
bit of
combat
doubt of
gear.
whether or not he can
Yeah,
pull this.
Again.
So do you have a?
Yeah,
He's a 7 cost, right?
not showing any more queens, no more heals face up on
Yeah.
Skirk's side at least.
Yeah,
And they both have 3 wounds to give. And Captain Marvel has built-in
I'm gonna.
I'll switch it up.
negation.
Well,
So
no,
if
but-
Robbie can just keep the pressure
Like,
on,
I don't have this game.
then we might see it.
You
Goose
Yondu?
comes down and
Yep, Yondu
eats
for hero.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, for good. Okay.
Super
Well,
strong.
Your back row's empty.
Removes that
So,
Yeah.
pesky specialized web
so,
shooter.
uh,
Very, very strong
h-
Goose
how
there.
many attacks do you have that can? Well, do your formation. That'll determine it.
Actually, there's a question from chat of whether or not
I'm gonna
pheromone
keep
control
it like
prevents the
this
level up
thing. Let me
from
see.
Captain
You
Marvel.
have a-
Let me go read pheromone control, but I believe it's only keyword and
you have a
superpowers.
Madam Web that's a 1/2. You
Can't
also
gain
want
powers
Spider-Man,
while
that's
in melee
1/4.
combat with Spider-Woman.
4/1, yeah.
Enemy characters lose and can't
9/7.
gain powers.
9/7.
2 cards in hand.
Okay, let's maybe have them stop for a second while we figure
And
this
it
out.
doesn't matter. You get to clear
Yeah.
my board.
Hey,
Alright,
guys.
So I'll keep it like this. I'm
Hey,
gonna
guys.
go-
Yeah.
Hey, hold on 1 second. We've got a question we're trying to
Second.
figure out with pheromone control versus Captain Marvel's level up power.
Okay.
Whether or not pheromone control negates her ability to level up while in combat.
Yeah, it looks like that's correct.
Because you, I just want to make sure I got.
I
that.
was under the
Skurk,
assumption that it
you
was
attacked
keyword and
with-
superpowers, but reading it again, enemy characters lose and can't gain
Yeah,
powers
but
while
her
in melee
level up
combat
power
with Spider-Woman.
is a level up
So-
power, not a superpower. Her card says
The
just gain
question
power.
is, were any of those experience points gained while
It's
in
when
melee
level
combat
up.
with Spider-Woman, or were they all
Wouldn't that normally
the
be-
result of
Yeah, that's what I was
ranged
saying. I don't think
combats,
it affects
etc.?
level up powers. I could be wrong though.
If it is, she is way better than I've been testing her.
Yeah, same. And we also messed up game 1.
Yeah, XP powers are still
that's fine, that's
powers.
fine, that's
Only
fine.
very few things interact with them, though. Most things that remove powers say
Alright.
keyword and superpowers,
So, yeah,
but
you're taking
things like
which
pheromone
three do you
control
want?
and Star-Lord's space cop
So I will.
Just tell me which 3 you want.
All of them except Elsa.
do interact with them.
Alright.
They just
Alright.
count powers. It's
Something like
kind of a
that.
blanket negation.
Go ahead. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
that's
split
Matt
up.
Web. That's Firestorm. Yeah. All right. Scooping it up.
Yeah.
Good games, man.
I mean, not really.
Looks like Skurk has decided
We
that
drew so
he
well
cannot,
both games.
he can't take
Yeah.
this battle. So he has decided to scoop,
Yeah, scoops
and
it up.
that will be
Well, you
the
had 6
second
games, and look, you had
win
4 in
for
your
Robbie.
hand.
And Robbie
You have
is
a
the
last
champion
one left
of
in
the
hand.
That's why you
Quarantine
had
Cup.
6 game 1
There
and
you have it,
7
Quarantine Cup
game
champion
2.
Robbie Stewart with MCU Captain
Like,
Marvel.
what
As
can
far
I
as I
say?
could tell, I don't think the pheromone control even played a factor really, because I believe they were all ranged combats.
Yeah. Let's jump in here, see what was going through everybody's head, and
Yes, we'll wait.
Yeah.
hey guys,
Yes.
Yeah.
congratulations, Robbie. Incredible couple of games. Skirk, it looked like you had that second game with the amount the amount of characters you had out there. The board was just stacked. So what happens between these two games that you weren't planning on?
6 combat cancels game 1, 7 game 2. He had one in his hand. And when he wiped my board game 2, so I drew almost every I drew a location every time I drew. Cards in my hand were 2 locations. And then I drew a Queens and a Bugle that last turn when I scooped him up. I just didn't have any gas left.
So coming through the top cut, you didn't face anybody that had the counters or the cancels that Robbie does?
No, I did. Against Spider-Man MCU. The game 2, he also drew 6 combat cancels against me.
That's right.
But yeah, game 1 was just kind of a blowout. He got really good with he got the 6 combat cancels and then the gunman. And every turn I played something, he had the counter for it on his turn. And it was like I lost my Madam Web, I lost my Scarlet Witch right away to his cards. And game 2, he did it slower, but as soon as that happened, I had no response. Like I just had a lot of locations.
So overall, in 9 weeks you guys have been playing. Overall, what was your experience within the Quarantine Cup?
A blast. I mean, I've just been glad to play different decks and we get to just keep playing week over week and show the stuff of different deck building and show what Photo can do. It's been a ton of fun. I'm glad Stacks did this and that you guys have been able to stream it and show everybody. So it's been fantastic. Thank you for doing it.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, I feel the same way. I wasn't really involved in the community prior to this tournament. Like I was in the Facebook, the collective, and on the Discord, but like I didn't really talk to people. So it was really cool to play online with people and, just hang out with other people who share my interest.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all stuck at home. Right now, I'm live from my living room. And it's just a fun way of trying to keep the games moving and the players connected. Was there a format that you guys really enjoyed playing through? You guys played through 4 different formats.
For me, I really liked the Good vs. Evil, but I loved the For Fox's Sake. I think that had a lot more depth
Same.
than even I initially thought it would. I think if I had to pick, that was probably my favorite out of all of them.
I enjoyed For Fox's Sake a bit. I think the card pool being so limited led to a couple, what's the word? Jank decks that came through. But I think my favorite games came in the Cosmic format.
Awesome. So we've actually got a couple play mats that we're going to be sending out to you guys for the top 4. I'm going to be sending out the top 4 Nova to both of you and also to Bert and David. And then for Robbie, I will be sending you another regional Thanos deck or a Thanos mat. So you will have a second one that you can display or play with. Really do appreciate you guys. Really appreciate you guys taking the time, playing some games, letting us watch and kind of stream these out there. We are working on something kind of like this. We are putting some details together that we can kind of keep this all going. Don't have all the information yet, so I don't want to put anything out there. When we do it, there's when a company does it, there's a few more hoops we have to jump through. So we're going to get a few things done, put together. But we are hoping to continue this because we've had an absolute blast with the streams and the chat and you guys just seeing the decks and the different formats. And we're definitely looking for to keep this rolling.
Fantastic. Count me in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm down.
Stacks, this has been an amazing tournament. Really do appreciate you taking the time week after week, putting this together, staying on top of it, and letting us really piggyback on this. and having some fun with it.
Yeah. I just want to say thank you to all the players who participated. It's been a blast. Way better than I ever would have thought. I want to thank you, Mark, and Upper Deck for. I mean, I appreciate you piggybacking off of it. It's good for you guys. It's good for the players. It's good for me. It's good for the game. It's just all around. It's been an absolute blast. I'm kind of heartbroken that it's over, but I'm excited for what's coming next. And thanks everyone, and huge congrats to Robbie and you, Skurk. And I'm proud of Robbie for bringing it home for Texas. And it's just been really great all around.
Yeah, congrats, dude. You stomped me. It was good games.
Yeah, I mean she's basically the combat counter, so that was that worked out.
Yeah.
So one of the things I said before is we like to live stream on here because we do like to kind of show some stuff off. I believe it was last week. We showed off a graphic for the Omega level story arc, which will be happening after the first family story arc. We're going to bring that back up, but we've added a little bit to that. So when Ryan is able to post that. So a little more information on what to expect. So in August will be Futures Past, and that will expand on the X-Men team. In September will be Freedom Force, which is a name of one of the Brotherhood of Mutants teams. So expect more cards for that. And then, of course, the Omegas, which we have seen very, very briefly with Franklin Richards in the Fantastic Battles. So we are going to be expanding on that group. There is a lot we have not shown. There's some special stuff coming. So once we get through the card previews for the Herald, which we started yesterday, and we'll be continuing the next couple of weeks, and then we got to get through Frightful. Then we'll start showing you some more information on this. So there's a little bit more you guys can play with, you guys can talk about, and we are really looking forward to showing you what we've gotten in these sets. So we are super excited as well, chat. For those of you in chat, thank you very much for joining us. Again, make sure you follow, and so you don't miss anything live. If you are watching this on YouTube or on our Facebook channel, please give us a follow there so you don't miss anything else that we've added onto it. And we are really looking forward to growing this. Appreciate you all for joining us. Again, Stacks, thank you again. Go ahead.
One thing I just want to say, this is like actually for Robbie, because I'm going through the stream chat right now. Sure. Both games he named as Captain Marvel She-Ra.
She-Ra.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, don't tell anybody, but I would love to see a Masters of the Universe set. That's my childhood right there.
I say get it all. Get it all.
Yeah. So yeah. Funny side note on that, my snake's name is She-Ra.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Again, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Good night, everyone.